All right, Matthew, what do you say? We take it to the max. Thank you for
Let's do
joining
it.
me. Sure, right? Let's go. So we just filmed a really quick Max combo, but I want to back up a little bit. Let me give you the proper introduction that you deserve. So you are Matthew Blackmer. You are the Vice President of Business Development for West Capital Lending. Not to overhype you. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. You're my guest. You can do what I want. You've really changed the scene over there. And I feel like you have led significant growth with Westcap. Let's talk about it. But first, give me a little bit of a bio on you, please. How did you get into this crazy that is the mortgage industry?
You're making me feel so great because I feel like I am lucky to be a part of Lescap. Yeah, so I got started as a real estate agent many moons ago, just about 10 years ago now, which is crazy to think. Yeah, got started straight out of my professional figure skating career. Fun little like side fact about me: I was a competitive figure skater for many moons. That's what I grew up doing. Had the wonderful blessing of working with some of the best people in the sport. But someone who kind of gave me like my rise and like was my mentor and got me started from a young kid up to like my teenage years. He like left the coaching scene and became a real estate agent. When I was retiring, I was trying to think, what do I want to do next? And say retire, but like at the ripe age of, you know, 23, I was like, what do I do now? And I became a realtor and loved it. I was supporting him and learned a lot about just, the general purchasing a home experience, what that transaction process looked like, as well as like how to work independently, become, a true like business owner. Um, and he really kind of gave me those ropes. After, kind of like getting my feet like on solid ground, I got connected with a divorce attorney who was funneling me business all day because one, I was young, hungry, just ready to prove myself and was willing to jump through hoops to like make any deal happen. Um, but I quickly found that the world of divorce real estate and going through probate and dealing with long-winded escrows was not for me, but not only because that process is grueling, but two, it's emotionally draining. You're dealing with a very difficult situation and you're dealing with it, to get a paycheck. It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Um, but being in Detroit, I knew there was other options, and I decided, I want to get a little bit more into the numbers and the scientific side of things. So got into mortgage, and there's no better place to do it than Rocket. So I jumped onto the big red machine, and man, I got engaged right away, got invested right away, and was like sold. The culture was electric. The training was amazing. The people I was working with were exceptional. I just felt like I was with the best, which frankly I was. So that was a really wonderful experience. But even more so, I felt like I was bettering the community every single day by
Mm.
getting back into the city, being a part of the mission of Detroit and the rebirth of a major American, metropolis. It felt so special. And through that, I was able to, like anything I do it full throttle. I put everything I had into being a part of Rocket. That led to, a ton of opportunities within the family of companies of Rocket. And eventually I found myself on the real estate development side, working in some of the largest commercial spaces, some of the biggest projects that are now fully built in Detroit, which is so cool to see sometime later. But while being a part of that, I was like, this is great. But again, I really love the analytics of mortgage. I love the science of mortgage, how cut and dry finance is. I really love that. And I wanted to go back into that. But fortunately, Rocket Pro TPO was beginning to really kind of come into its own and really beginning to like take shape. My husband started there 6 months previously. He's like, you should get on board. I was like, okay, let's do it. So came on as an account executive. Again, fully leaned in. We found a ton of success, and that grew into eventually becoming a senior leader there that led the charge in telling the narrative of who Rocket is, who they like wanted to be, and the main reason that every broker should work with them. So from like really leaning into that experience, I was able to gain a ton of insight into the world of every different type of broker there was. I had my small portfolio of brokers that I was working with as an account executive, but becoming this MC almost and that guide. Did I just lose you?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
here. I'm
That's
just
okay.
like
There's
engrossed in
my headset.
everything that you're saying.
So
Yeah.
my headset was making tons of noises. Like, all right, I'm not sure what's going on. But anyways, yeah. So as the MC, as the like host of the like main guide through what Rocket's all about, I gained a whole nother appreciation of like what it really means to own a business, what it
Mm,
really means to put all of your faith and your dreams and everything you want to achieve into the various different LLCs, mortgage corps, financials, that the every type of like name that you can think of that a broker might have. I got to kind of understand why those names exist, what's the dream behind them, and where they ultimately want to go and be. That really gave me so much insight in terms of like how I can really help and how I can really assist broker partners with finding a whole nother level of success. It was great. I loved it. It was an amazing experience. I met thousands of mortgage brokers and professionals across the country, and I really got to like learn a lot. That then led to meeting Danny and Eric, our owners at Westcap. And I've never met two like more genuine, just hardworking individuals that just want to have fun and want their people to succeed. So after my tenure at Rocket came to an end, I kind of like looked around at a couple different options. I had a ton of different broker partners like, hey, come here, come here, come here. Tried a couple of them. Ultimately, I found Danny and Eric after like right when I left, we were kind of talking. It's like, maybe not yet. And then finally, I think maybe like 6 months after, I said, you know what, guys? If you guys will have me, let's do it. I want to make this work. So we had a couple of conversations, and then they brought me on, and I've just kind of been running with them since. So that's kind of like the
oh,
start, and that's how I ended up to where I am now.
I love all of that. There's so much there to unpack. I didn't even know that you were a previous pro figure skater up until like a week ago. I
Oh
had no
yeah,
idea. No
yeah.
clue. That was so
Fun
cool.
fact.
So, are you Michigan born and raised?
So I'm not Michigan born, but I am Michigan raised.
Okay.
I was down born in Ohio. Yeah. But yeah, I moved up to Michigan when I was 12 years old for figure skating. Actually, funny enough, was there till I was about 18. Then I moved out to Colorado. Lived out in Colorado, like at the Olympic Training Center, like doing the gig, chasing the Olympic dream. And then about 5 years later, I moved back to Michigan. I've been here since.
Wow. Oh my God, that is fascinating. I
Yeah.
really do always love hearing how people come into the industry because rarely are any two paths the same, right?
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yours is extra unique, though. That is extra unique. So thank you for sharing that. I love that.
On brand, very
What
on brand.
Yeah, right? It is so good. It is so fitting for you to be like, "Oh, okay, of course you were a figure skater," because if you're going to do it, like you said, you're going to do it big, you're going to be the best at it, you're going to make it larger than life. So I
Mhm.
love that that was your path leading up to this. Um, Back up just a little bit. You mentioned your husband. He works at Rocket. So fun story about how this even came to be. I had
Yeah.
wanted to interview your husband last year during Pride Month, had reached out to him, and he was like, unfortunately, because I am a representative of such a big company and one that is
Hmm.
publicly traded, I can't. And it
Yeah.
broke my heart, but I was like, "It's okay, I understand." It's not the first time I've had that happen where people are like,
Yeah.
"It's publicly traded, I can't do it." So,
Hmm.
you and I met at the Irvine holiday party in
Yep.
person, and
Hmm.
I had mentioned that to you where I was like, "Yeah, I had reached out to Vincent to see if he could do it, and he can't." And you were like, "I can do it."
Yeah. Heck
Even
yeah. Of
better. Yes, let's go. So thank you. Thank you. 6, 7, 8
course.
months later, whatever it's been, we finally made this happen. So I'm so, so
Yeah.
grateful to have you here. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what is driving business right now for people. What do you feel like are things that I don't know, shifts in business that are
Mhm.
actually working for people right now? What have you seen?
So it's so interesting. What is driving business? I think obviously the individual themselves drives
Mm,
business, and that's only done through certain ways. We're very blessed as an organization that we work with top tier professionals that find success every single day. Our biggest measurement of success is how many units are being closed per loan officer, and we try to lead the charge in that. We want to make sure our people are eating and eating well, especially in these challenging times right now, right? Like it's no secret, it's a tough market, but like for us, it's a record breaking market. Like,
yeah, that is so
and
cool.
that's, yeah, no, it's super cool, but that's only done because our professionals, one, our platform, I think, yields organic success. But what's super important with us is vision and a plan, right? Like we spend so much time, let's sit down and let's go step by step by step on how you're going to be successful. We've got so many different pathways to success with us. Obviously, it all comes down to production. It all comes back to how many units are you writing and what's the cost of that client acquisition. Like it's no unknown formula, but the thing is we actually get into the engineering of how you're going to do that at a very granular level. Like we are breaking down, okay, you're someone that's going to work organic B2B spheres. Great. Let's go through step by step on how you're going to not only make sure that sphere is big, but also well nurtured and well taken care of to make sure you're always receiving the referral of choice. Other people really want to lean into aggregate and digital marketing. Great. We've got an entire platform and we are going to walk you through financially what that's going to look like step by step, how you're going to convert at a high level, and how we're going to make sure you're converting even better month over month through actionable items and plans. Strategy is super, super key in both of those pathways. And then we also have people that are true masters of social media and an online presence, and they receive
Yeah,
tons and tons of success. But again, it's actionable strategy items that help them see that success. So how we're seeing success comes from having a clear vision on what your business looks like, knowing what that's going to be, and then obviously tackling those items that will make that vision come true. You got to have both, right? You got to know what it's going to look like, and then you got to know what that plan is going to be to take you there. You have to have the vehicle and the road.
100%. I love that. What do you think is something, or how would you advise someone on building and maintaining strong relationships with referral partners so that they can keep them right now? I mean, it's pretty tough out there. So if you've got good referral partners, you want to keep the ones you've got.
Yeah, I mean, we just touched on this in Max Combos, right?
Yeah,
Vulnerability and honesty as well as authenticity. Got to have them, right?
have
No one's
to.
going to trust you with their client and their paycheck if they don't trust you. And if they don't know what you're about, who you are, your character, why would they send
Hmm.
their paycheck to you? So you have to have that
Yeah,
first and foremost, right? Like if you don't know who you
right,
are, you don't know your brand, you're not authentic, you're not real with them, they're not going to want to trust you with that business.
right.
Additionally, they have to know that you're going to provide value to them. And I'm not talking obviously in the ways that like are the no values, but in the way that like you're going to help their business be better. You're going to make sure that their business is well kept. They have to trust you with it, but they got to know why they're trusting you with it. Because one, obviously, like you're authentic, all that stuff, but they got to know like I trust you because I know you can deal with this. I know you
Yeah.
can make this happen. And then you have those two things, but then you also have to have the way that you're keeping those close, right? You got to be omnipresent. And you're going to do
Mm,
that by making sure you're having measured success and measured ways of staying connected, right? Like you got to know, when did I last talk to this person? How am I farming that relationship? What am I doing to stay in front of them? What are the things that you're taking to making sure that happens and making sure it's repeatable, right? Like I talk to every single one of the people that I know I need to stay in front of, probably like if not daily, at least weekly. Like I'm
wow.
very much in front of everyone that I can be through LinkedIn, through phone, through text, through email. You got to do it. Like
Yeah,
let's like Ladonna, I mean, you can hopefully attest to this. I keep you close, but we do that mutually through LinkedIn. Like we stay
100%.
omnipresent with each other, and that's how we find success. And you
Yeah.
have to like if you're trying to build a B2B sphere of influence, you're trying to build that wealth team that you're the captain of. I like it was one of Dave Savage's trainings I just absolutely love. But when we talk about being at the center of everyone's business, you're doing that through scientific measured effort
Mhm.
you're providing value to them, and then additionally, you're authentic and true. They know who you are. So those
Oh,
three things I
amazing.
think really keep a strong sphere that continuously funnels in business.
Totally agree. Do you have any technological platforms that you love to use that you recommend? Like, what are the tools in your tool belt to help you stay in front of people?
Just
I see that phone. I see that
it's
cell
so
phone.
easy. It's so easy through the phone. It's like it's in your pocket. What do you mean? Do you have any tools? It's not that deep, you know. Like, gosh, I got to tell you, if I received an automated text or an automated email for someone that wanted my business, I'm not working with you. I don't have
No,
time for you. If
not
you
even
can't
kind of.
take 10 seconds to type out a freaking text message and say, hey, just what's going on? Thinking about you. This reminded me of you. Hey, how are things going? Or what's up? I just saw this on LinkedIn. Congrats. Or hey, saw that pic on Instagram. That's amazing. Love it. Where are you now? Like, it takes it is the lowest effort possible to stay connected with your people, and it's in your hand. You know, one of my favorite memes lately is like, hey, what are you up to this week? And it's like, I'm enjoying my rent, or like I'm enjoying my mortgage because I'm staying in. Hey, what are like how are you staying in touch? Oh, I'm using the $99 I pay AT&T a month. That's the technology you're paying for. So like when it comes to your tool, it's as easy as using your freaking phone. Or like even better, LinkedIn is free,
Yeah.
emailing is
Yes. No,
free. You know, like
I
Instagram is
love
free.
this. Yes,
It,
I love this so, so much because I think you're spot on. People overcomplicate things, and they're often
yeah,
like, "Oh, I just got this and I added it to my tech stack and now I can just mass email all of these people. I can text all of these people. I send them the same video, whatever." But I'm with you where I'm like, we are so we've had this overload of it. And now we can
mhm,
spot it, and now it just feels like noise,
yeah,
and it's so easy to drown out the noise because
hmm
it's so prevalent. But you'd better believe that, like, when I get a comment from you on my Instagram, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there's
yeah,
that." Like,
same,
you are top
same.
of mind, right? Exactly.
hmm
And then same thing, just posting to LinkedIn. I'm like, "It is free." We have these
Free.
free organic resources right here at our fingertips. Quit adding things to your tech stack because you're probably not going to use them if you're not using the free things already available to you.
Right.
So I'm with you.
I'm so like we're so aligned there, and God, it feels so disingenuous and so gross when you get like that unknown phone number because it came through your CRM that is
Yeah.
scheduled and targeting like someone's paycheck that you like. No, I'm not going to work
No,
with you. Like
no.
if you can't pick up the phone and call me on my cell phone, like I don't have time for that. Like I
Right.
want to put value in people that value me. Like that's
100%.
who I want to work with. I want to work with people that are going to take the 2 seconds to comment on a post. I want to take
Yes.
I want to work with the people that like I know who they are. I know when I
Mhm.
see them what the relationship is going to be like. Like that's
Yeah.
who I want to work with. Now, I think where I think people get hung up on is that
Mhm.
initial connection. That's where it gets
Agreed.
tough. But like
Agreed.
that's the spooky part, right? Like, but LaDonna, let's be honest. I connected with you through LinkedIn and we built a relationship over time through
Yes.
LinkedIn, and we're going to work together because of the connection that we have that it started on LinkedIn. But like
Yep.
it took the initial, hey, hi, this is great. Love this. What value? And then as we've seen success from the hard work that we've continued to culminate, the engagement increased because that's what it took. Like it took
Yeah.
investing time and energy and like frankly, like a little bit of trust over time. Like a little bit of like,
Yeah.
hey, I see you, I know what you're up to. But like you know who I am and I know who you are because we built that up digitally over a couple months and
Yeah.
now look at us. Like now we're doing business together and making magic happen. But
Exactly. Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
free to do that. It's so free and it's so easy. It's just you just got to start. You just got to cross that
No.
finish line and just get engaged.
You're right, and don't make the mistake that I see so many people make where they're just copying and pasting their messages from one person to the next, right? I don't like the word if I get a message from someone that obviously has nothing to do with my business, but I'm like, "Oh, cool, you just hit me up because you saw my title on LinkedIn." I'm gonna ignore it completely. And so
Mhm.
whenever
Mhm.
I'm cold reaching out to someone on LinkedIn, I make sure I have familiarized myself with who they are, with what their
Yeah.
business is, with how they go about things, so that I
Yeah.
can go into it warm and warm them right up. And usually I'll work something in there that makes it very apparent that they're actually talking to me and that it's not
Yes.
some chatbot that just is hitting them up left and right. So I am
Agree.
with you 1,000% on that. Let's bring the heart and authenticity back into this.
Yes.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard
It's
to
so
do.
easy.
It really
So
is.
easy.
It really
Yeah.
is.
You know,
In talk
I
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry. I was
No,
just
no,
gonna say,
no,
like,
you
you know, a great starting point that I think that like we say just get started, right? And
mhm,
like cold outreach is really like it is tough. But I'll tell you what, like if I had to think like how to do this strategically, like step one,
love it.
connect. Step two, comment, right? Everyone is sliding into LinkedIn DMs every single day. Like you're
Yeah,
going into like if you looked at my LinkedIn messages right now, it's like da 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 like chatbots or something that's been copy and pasted to me.
yep,
Like to your point, you're
100%.
so on it. But like I think the best way, like if you want to get strategic about it, comment and make sure it is relevant and real. Like and don't let it just be like the woohoo or like congrats, but like, hey, this is amazing. I love this. Here's what I do. Be super transparent and visible. And then once you begin to get that like engagement back and forth, then you can start sliding in the DMs. That's
Yes.
like if I had to say like step by step, do it that way.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for like actionable tips because I think
Yeah.
people do get so nervous and so scared about it. And
Hmm.
we're talking about LinkedIn. You can do this on Instagram too, like Facebook.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like these are
Yes.
free resources right there, free for you, free for everyone. Everyone has some form of social media unless I don't know, you're a hermit. But other than that, someone has something. Someone has something.
Hmm.
So I love that we both are so on the same plane of you have to start that visibility first, build
Hmm.
up your personality, your persona, everything online so that people understand who they're working with and who they're talking to. Because I do think that that helps so quickly with warming things up. But then don't be afraid to just make some connections with them. It's okay.
Hmm.
They're not gonna
Agreed.
think you're a weirdo. I mean, again,
Agreed.
let's not take it too far because I
Yeah.
have had that. I have had
Me
that
too.
where all of a sudden I'm like, "Okay, you've sent me 49 messages on LinkedIn on
Yeah.
Saturday night, and now you've just gone back and liked all of my old pictures on Instagram. You took it
Yeah.
too far. You took
Too
it
far.
too
Too
far."
far. Baby steps. Meet them where they're at. Right. Meet me where I
Yeah.
am. If you go too far,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna catch you. Meet me where I'm at with you.
We're out. We're out. I love
Yep.
that. Okay, well, we're running short on time, so I want to make sure to talk about a couple of quick things before we have to
Yes.
go.
Perfect.
One, it is Pride Month, and I want to make sure that we highlight. We spoke about this briefly in Max
Hmm.
Combos, that representation of the LGBTQIA plus community. What is something that you feel like why is it that you feel like representation matters and particularly matters so much right now?
Yeah. It's interesting and it's so easy to get political in regards to like identity. And I think identity is very different than representation and I guess
Mhm.
like narratives. What I think is so important is one. Well, I like transparency is so key in this industry. I like just I think there's all kinds of different narratives that go on around like bait and switch or like just all kinds of like weird stuff that happens in this space. But what I
Yeah.
think it's super important is leading with authenticity whenever you're trying to work on something like a mortgage or building a business or a brand. Like we talked a little bit about like trust is so important in this industry, especially when you're looking at entrepreneurs who the majority that's what makes up brokers. Like brokers are
Yeah.
all entrepreneurs by nature. And when you're asking them to trust you with their business and trust you with their livelihood, their family's bills, making sure their mortgage is paid, making sure their dreams are coming true, they want to know who they're working with. And by one being authentic and vulnerable, I think allows them to trust in you and work with you. But I think also too, like representation is so important because they're not like let's be honest, everyone has their own unique identity and story, and the more that people are exposed to in terms of who diversity, the better they can relate, the better they can communicate, the more opportunity that they'll have. So I lead authentically. One, not only it's like I don't want to have to hide, it's so exhausting, it's so tiring, like I don't
Yeah.
have time for
Right.
that, I'm too busy trying to make dreams come true. But two, if you know how to interact with me and like I'm a pretty safe place to interact with and frankly like make mistakes around. Like people say things all the time where I'm like, not the best way of doing that. But like I'm
Yeah,
gonna do it in a
correct
way.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, canceled. But I'm gonna be like, hey, like that's not like the coolest way to go about that. So by giving them that, like that extra little like, hey, this is maybe a better way to do it or a better way to communicate, I'm going to be able to make a safer place for more people that are like myself that don't necessarily have that, call it like thick skin or tolerance.
Yeah.
We have to be tolerant towards sometimes the intolerant, and by giving that space and providing that opportunity for them to be better, maybe I'll be making a better world not only for of course my community, but also for them because now they'll have a better way of knowing how to communicate and potentially getting a little bit more ahead in terms of the people they might be talking to every day.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
representation
really
is so
love that.
yeah, we're creating a
Yeah.
better world not only for myself but also for them because it gives them a leg up.
I think that's a really wonderful point, and I think, again, not to get political about it, but there there is a narrative that if you say even the wrong thing, you're canceled, right?
Mhm.
Where it's like,
Mhm.
no, people have so much grace and so much understanding, and they want to be helpful, they want to be of service, and they want to be able to say like, hey, I understand that that's what you've always done, but it's a different time. We want to be respectful. We want to maybe use words that wouldn't hurt someone. Like let's always be striving to be a little bit better. And that's something
Absolutely.
that I'm such a firm believer in of you should not be so married to everything or anything that you're unwilling to hear any other version or picture or I don't know, demonstration of what something else might look like. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with being flexible. It's part of evolution, it's part of growth, it's part of just being a good person. So I
Agreed.
really appreciate that. I love that take. Well,
I
we
like talking
are
to you about
I really do. This is an area that is so close to my heart and an area that I have long been a champion of from the time that I was like little. And so being able to lend more exposure and give people a platform that we can come together and talk about it, I really do think it's so important. I think it's so necessary. And I think it continues to be a reminder that more of us are on the same page than we're not,
it. Mhm.
regardless of what we may be shown. Divisiveness is polarizing. And so people love to make things as polarizing as possible. It's what gets the eyes and the views on there. But I think that the most part, people just want to be a good person and they want
Mhm.
to be welcoming and maybe they haven't had the proper experiences to be able to form a different opinion about
Mhm.
a certain group or community or whatever the case may be. And so
Yeah.
just creating those spaces of representation, I feel like are so important. So thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you again. We are almost out of time, and my class has already gone on break without me. So I kind of love that for them. Like, thank you for
I have
having
time
your
as well.
shit together.
I have a time as well, but it's been a pleasure, LaDon. I love spending
Yeah,
time with you, and I'm always here for you for whatever you need, and for
thank
any broker.
you.
I am here for
Yes.
every broker, any broker. Hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm always available for you.
Perfect. I was just about to ask, where's the best place for people to connect with you? LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
I
Hit me up.
love it. I
I'm
love it.
happy to have any chat anytime.
You are amazing, my friend. Thank you again for being here. We'll chat again so soon, and I'll make sure that we link you everywhere. Thank you. Thank you again. And thanks for taking it to
Thank
the
you.
max.
Anytime. See you soon.